It's wonderful to have you all here join us today on Yes We Can podcast. We're so sorry for coming very late. We said it would be 10 and then we are coming almost 6 minutes to 11. We had some little technical challenges with our logistics and networking also, but we promise that will not happen in our subsequent podcast session. So today we'll be discussing a very important topic that is beneficial to both students and people who are aspiring to be university students. The aspect of financial survival in the university can never be overemphasized. When you look at the expenses students spend in the university annually, statistics have shown that university students spend at most ₦1 million on their expenses throughout the year in the university, including tuition and renting, some more than ₦1 million. So some of these survival tips are going to put you in a better way, in a better chance of breaking free from the bound of I don't have money and how to live life in the university. So I'll be asking some of my guests. Mr. David, can you tell us your own insight, what you think financial survival means in the university from your own experience?
Financial survival in university is a very, very critical aspect in students' life, because once your finances is affected, you psychologically, even emotionally, you will not be okay for school. I've had experience where I've been totally broke, and me coming to class lectures was just like me wasting my time, because you can't even learn when your stomach is empty. So I see this knowledge, this financial knowledge for students as very, very essential. In fact, after paying your school fees and your house rent, this is the next thing you should learn in order to survive in a university setting.
So tell us about what your financial life looked like the first time you got into university and how you were able to navigate through these study challenges.
Okay. My very first time in university, I was, let's say, reckless in spending, because I thought maybe the money will come until I learned some some lessons that made me to change. I remember the first time, my first few weeks in university, I was still on money then. There's not money, but I still had money with me then. So I bought a sneakers for practical. I left it in a friend's house. Then the next practical, I wanted to go for practical, and I noticed my friend wasn't around. Instead of me calling him, you know what I did? I went to the market and buy another sneakers. You get that? So those are experiences I need to learn from. When I got broke, I noticed that this is how you live in university. You need to budget, you need to prioritize, and you need to save. These three things in no particular order, but these three things is very, very essential for your financial knowledge as a student.
Okay, Mr. Oche, can you give us your own inside story?
Okay. When I came here in the year 2021, it was a new phase for me now. So when we came here, actually I didn't have much money. So I'm not going to say like daily I was spending recklessly. But certain times when I had money, I know I spend it. Like the moment money enters my hand, I must go and take it from it. And maybe I can take up to like 5 of it. Wow. That was how I was so reckless then. Also, and then when such money comes in my hand and then I start spending, the moment it's finished, that's when the material will come up that you guys go and print or photocopy this material. So it was that crazy for me, and then I would not be like, I'll start calling home. So like you said, you have to prioritize. So that's one thing I lacked. I did not prioritize my finances. When they come, I spend them at will. I just spend them recklessly, and time will now come when I will need them. Like I will need that finance cater for my academic needs.
Your story are just inspiring and funny because from spending more to getting more Nutri-Milk, it goes on and on. That has been the experience of a lot of university students. The moment they have money in their first year, you are giving a lot of money for your registration and other things. So when the registration costs maybe 2k and then maybe you're giving 50k, so you think you have a lot of money left, so you spend it recklessly. So Mr. Oche, coming from your own side now, there's a name you are being called in the university at the moment. I think it's getting much more popular than anyone can ever expect. Cash flow. Can you tell us how it comes about that name?
Okay, thank you. Alright, most of my friends from 100 level started calling me cash flow. So I'm going to give a story on how the name began. Okay, so when I realized that I was spending too much, I thought of how to try to curtail my losses or my expenses so I can either invest them or save them properly. But I noticed that saving wasn't helping, so I said, okay, let me invest. So then a friend of mine, but not in this school, then shared me a link, a Ponzi scheme link.
Wow.
So the name of this Ponzi scheme was called Cash Flow. And when me, Oche, aka Cash Flow, joined to the unit, and you know how Ponzi schemes are now.
Yes, of course.
Later you
Just
join,
3 months.
you don't cash out,
Yeah.
but if you join early, you follow them and cash out. So I joined late, so I invested about 8 to 10,000 naira back then. So according to them, the more you refer, the more your chances to cash out early. So I did not have, because I talked to some of my friends back then in the host. I talked to Don Jani, Bobzom, and the rest, but nobody was answering me. They said they're in a Ponzi scheme with this, so they were not going to participate. So I said, okay, fine. I was going to do it alone, so that I will wait for 30 days before I cash out. So I now promised them, those guys now that refused to join, I promised them that the moment I cash out this money, I will flex them. I was going to buy them whatever they want. 30 days counted, and then it was there, it was here, and then time for me to go and cash out. I refreshed the site, I refreshed it, it was not coming. And now, unfortunately for me, I was in the same hostel room with these guys I promised. So I wanted to show them that money did. So the moment I cash out, it was go and flex. I was there, I was just refreshing. They was like, "Dad, it's not they do me." So I refreshed and refreshed and refreshed. It did not work. That's how my money left, and I got the name Cash Flow. From there till now, I still get the name Cash Flow. So that's the story how I got the name.
But now is the cash flow.
Now the cash is flowing.
Definitely.
For God's grace.
David, from your story, you said you spend recklessly. I think over the years now, you have come to realize and have financial strategies that really work for you. I don't know if you can share with the audience this strategy you use so that maybe you can help them in their financial aspect in the university.
Okay. Like I said earlier, I just have 3 strategy I follow. Not necessarily in that particular order.
Okay.
And to be honest, not like I'm very, very consistent in it. For what I do, even right from 111, what I noticed that then dollar was cheap. I think dollar was 500 and something then. What I noticed is that maybe I get 10,000 naira from home. What I do then is that I save 2k. I buy dollars of 2k in by that then in Luno and save. So saving, budgeting, and prioritizing is, I think, those are the 3 ways you can continue some unnecessary spending. When you save like that, but I won't actually recommend saving right now at this level, because investing will do you more good than just saving. If you save in naira, come the next day, biscuit will increase by 15 naira, and you saved 15 naira yesterday. There's no difference.
That's probably the bank.
Yes, exactly. But once you invest, mostly all these low risk investments, let's say all these stable coins, if you are afraid of taking risk, all these stable coins in the crypto world, you can invest in them. Definitely you'll get maybe 1 or 2 or 3 naira added on it. That's an advantage compared to normal saving. So saving / investing is one step. Then budgeting. Don't just, you definitely need food stuff. Like someone like me that I don't get food stuff from home. Maybe when I'm coming to school, I don't bring food stuff from home. As it till next December when I'm going home. Someone like me, I go to market every month to buy my stuff. So, and if I don't budget, a lot of times I've gone to market without budgeting. I end up even spending the money and even going to debt most times because I'll need money to buy airtime, I'll need money to buy data, I'll need money for school stuff also. So when you are going to the market as a student, you need to budget. Okay, I know you want Indomie, but do you really need that Indomie? You just need to survive. You can buy yam of 2,000 naira, 10 pieces. That's better than buying Indomie of 1 carton 14k. You get back, you budget, then the last one, prioritizing. Now this, you need data actually, but do you actually need 15 gig data for 3.5? You think about it, you don't need it. You need data, you can buy maybe 1 gig data for 250, maybe 2 gig data for 540, then you manage it, you do well to manage it. Then I think those are the few tips I've been using so far in school, and to a large extent, they have been helping me.
In the university, we have a lot of students that are living their so-called fake life. Yeah, they like to show off things they don't have, they claim they have it. So over to you, Mr. Oche. Can you tell us about the fake life aspect with the financial level of students? How can students curtail these fake life challenges when it comes to their finance and balancing their academics?
Okay. I'm going to talk about this using myself as reference. Concerning fake life and how to manage it, like to not either do it or not do it at all. Like for me now, what I've been doing ever since I got to school here is I'm like my department now is in College of Medicine. There are many kind of clothes that I'm supposed to use here, which are corporate dresses. Good. Now there are some corporate dresses. For example, now I want to go and buy a dress that I'm going to use for lectures, and then I go to I know that there are two places I can get dresses. Boutique right now I can get brand new dresses. Some might be so called brand new, and then I can go to Bendan Select. And some of these Bendan Selects are as good as that you find in the boutique. So now, instead of me to live a fake life, of which if I wear a clothes, or if David wears a clothes now he got from the boutique, and I wear this one I got from the Select, the lecturer will not ask us to grade us based on how we are looking. Like by normal attendance in class, he will not come and grade you. Your shirt is $10, yours is $0.5, or yours is 500 naira for a shirt. Nobody's going to grade you for that. So why going to buy clothes that are very expensive? It also goes to other clothing materials like your shoes, your socks, and all of that. So instead of living fake life, when you know that in this school here there are a lot of expenses which you can channel money into. Like for me now, I've used some dresses. Like there are some of my clothes I've managed them so well. Like I know when I buy them, their materials are good. So I know that this one can last me 2 years, 3 years, and then I manage. I don't wash them all the time, and I'm using clothing for like a reference for now. Also, instead of using fake life, for example, now you want to go and buy I'm using this clothing because that's what is rampant on our campus here. You see somebody, you tell you, guy, this my trouser will pay your school fees. Okay, yes, you can pay my school fees. My school fees is 105,000. Okay, if your trouser can pay my school fees, give me that money. Or if I was the one now supposed to have that 105,000 to go and buy a trouser, I can use 5,000 inside that money and just buy one trouser.
I think I'll start a boutique with that. So.
Do you understand? So I can use that money. If there are other businesses I can do. I can start data reselling. I can build my graphic design brand. I can promote myself on content creation. I can go into forex. I think some people online, if you want to learn forex from them, you can pay them 40,000 and then they enroll you in their class and then they teach you. If you have a network of friends, one of the friends knows a friend who knows a friend who is into forex, and then maybe through this chain of friendship, you can even get the opportunity to learn it for free. So instead of using this money, you can use it as a capital for a business. Even a business, you can, like David rightly said, you can use it and save in stable currencies that you know that after a while they will not lose their value. Unlike the way we say our local currency naira is losing value. But if you invest in stable coins, and then maybe if you do proper research, you can put your money there instead of living fake life. I cannot carry 125,000 to buy a shirt when I know that there are places I can put my money in, and in hours I can get times 5 of that money. So imagine putting 125,000 in that place. I know that my money in 3 hours will come back times 5 for me. Beyond the maths, 125 times 5, you can imagine what you get in 3 hours time. So me and the guy who bought 125,000 worth of trouser, and me that invested, who is better off? I have times 5 of his money in 3 hours time, but he has the trouser that maybe if you climb the bike now, the exhaust will burn the trouser, and you have to go and take it to a tailor. So you see, it's better you invest. Like David said, it's better to invest than to use your money to just go live that bling life on campus, to wear the latest shirt, the latest cap, or ride the latest bike. Some of these things they are more like liabilities. You have a lot of clothes, you don't need more. You just need, like I said, it's a need. You need just a few of them to just look good. You don't need excess of stuff. I think that's all I have to say for that.
How many information about this fake life? Most of them, this money they have in school. My parents, their siblings at home don't know they have this
They
money.
don't, yes.
So what's the difference of living fake life in school, spending thousands going out, and maybe your siblings they still wear one shirt for 7 days in a week?
That's not nice.
That's really not life at all.
If you have money that people around you are not benefiting from, that's useless money. At least, even if apart from the dress like sense and everything, the steals they are trying to promote, use that money and like either bless lives or invest in the future when it comes, you can use it to also bless lives.
I think that's a priority.
Yes.
So, Mr. Davis, what do you think are some of the creative ways students can generate income? Apart from the crypto aspect you talk about, maybe a skill or something. What are some of these things you recommend, you actually recommend to some of the audience watching right now?
All right. There are many streams of income. Some untapped that students are not even looking at. Like in FE Bukari, I think they have only one way of generating income. That is Yahoo. I think out of 10 boys you see in FE Bukari, 8 of them they are doing Yahoo. I just wonder. I sit back and wonder why is it only Yahoo in this school? Like I see students in other universities with endorsement deals, like even lip gloss, something like that. Maybe this makeup brand and all these things. When I was in Makodi, there's this cousin of mine that I think she was in her 4th year mass com. She was on one billboard. One signpost, big, high level. That was an endorsement deal, and it was paying her money. That's another source of income.
Wow.
There are other places, the other way you can look for money, like there's graphic design, all these skills. They are also there's even forex, automation forex. That's another way of making cool money. Okay, you say I'm not good at this tech skill, I'm not good at this tech skill. Okay, why don't you just recently there are LinkedIn rentals, you can rent your account out and you get money monthly. That's another source of making money. There are many ways. Have you tried influencing? I see people they just waste their time on TikTok scrolling for morning till night without making 1 naira out of it. Why there are people like you that will just carry their camera, and most of these people that with iPhone 14 itself,
yes,
they'll just carry their camera.
Talk rubbish.
Yes, just carry your camera, video yourself, talk, say anything you want to say. Just video your life and post, and you get followers for that, and you earn money for that. I don't know why people think Yahoo is the only way, but just keep Yahoo aside. There are many ways of making money. Okay, why don't you just do this simple one, buying and selling? Maybe those of us that stay in the east, why don't you just buy some shirts? We're in college, everybody is corporate. Buy a few ties, buy a few socks, buy a few t-shirts, buy a few corporate trousers, maybe buy them at the price of 115 each. Come here, sell them 2k, 5. There are people who do that and they make money. They make a living from it. So I think that there are different diverse ways of making money. You just need to sit down and think. There's a lot of ways of making money.
So, Mr. Oche, how do you think campus, side job, or freelance? Maybe let's talk about some of those skills. So, how do you think a student can balance his skill and his academic life together?
Okay. Alright. Like I've always been explaining, I use myself as point of reference in talking about all this. Like myself, I'm into a lot of things that pay me. I'm into graphic designs, and I use my phone to do this. So, like David rightly said in the beginning, this all will boil down back to priorities. So, if your priorities are placed right, your time schedules and everything are all placed right, you can blend your academics and your source of income or your hustle rightly, and everything will blend well. You do academically, and then you also do it financially. For me now, most of my reading times are at night. So what I do is, if like now the school gives us like by 7 p.m. Okay, sometimes like if I know I have to read that night, I will go to class, make use of the light at night. So maybe read like 2 hours or so, 2-3 hours. So the moment I'm done reading for this time duration, my phone is also, while I'm reading, my phone is charging. My other devices are charging that I know I'll use to do my hustle later or my research. Like maybe I'm into crypto, like you all know. So now, if I know now that okay, there's a time frame for me to read, and also, so what I will do now, use that 2 to 3 hours to read. Then the remaining time now, when I'm done reading now, I take my phone. That's when the chatting can come in, the hustle can come in. Also now, when I'm chatting, whatever other thing I'm doing now, I will just leave it because that's the time for chatting. When I don't, sometimes when we're together, you hear me and say, this screen time is enough, or this chat time is enough. I just leave WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever medium I'm using to chat, and then go and make my money. And then also, if you have your priorities right, there is no way you have, the least you can be, you should be a C student. The least you can be when your priorities are right. That is, for example, why I'm saying a C student, because if your priorities are, your number one priority now is the money, then your academics come second, and that's when you can now say you're a C student, because you've placed money ahead of your academics. When you put them rightly 50-50, we can say at least you can now be a B student, so you can actually make money as a student. I think since my final year now, I hardly call home for money anymore, because the essence why I think university was created is for you to build connections and then get added knowledge. As I see that in 100 level, most of the time, so most people are trying to like either impress a lady with maybe their looks or whatever they have. That's the money they get from home. They're trying to do all that. But the moment they get to 300 level, you need to see friends that are beneficial to them, friends that will add knowledge to them, either financial knowledge or knowledge about life itself. So you're building these connections. Now a friend of yours now, his father might be a senator. You're already building connection. Like if you want to go into politics, you're building it through that your friend. So I think priorities alone, once you are placed right, you can both earn and also be an excellent student.
Okay, we're in the university setting, right? I would like you, David, to talk about this. I think since our 100 level, I've been in the university system. Have you ever been taught any financial strategy?
In school?
Yes.
I don't believe in the entrepreneurship.
Okay. So, that entrepreneurship basically, I think, was just surface. What do you think, if you had to suggest to the educational system of Nigeria as a whole, what are you going to suggest to the country to do in the aspect of student spending and then the economic state of the country, balancing that economic state with education? What should they do in their own part as government? Is there any part they play in, or should they leave the education system to continue being rotten and in ruin?
Okay. I think to our university, they think the knowledge of entrepreneurship alone is enough. Though the knowledge of entrepreneurship was very, very essential. Actually, I personally learned a lot, and that's when I learned about this family business. That once you should have at least 50% that you can share. As long as you can control 50% of the share in your company, it's your family business. That they mentioned, then they use Dangote company as an example and all those things. So those knowledge is very essential, but those knowledge you can get them anywhere. I can just wake up one morning, go on Gemini, go on all this Meta AI, and okay, I heard something about family. Tell me about family business. The knowledge alone is not sufficient. That's what I just want the school to know. You need to assist them. Like personally, I believe there are a lot of people that learned a lot from that GST. In fact, they had inspirations, they have ideas. I remember the lecturer telling us about one of his students who opened a barbering shop outside school. If he just decided to sit down with the knowledge of that GST, he won't do that. So I think at least he has a push. Maybe I don't know, he generated his own money from to open the barbering shop. That was good. He had a push. But there are students who are motivated, but they don't have the funds. So I think if the school can go a little extra and maybe helping these students that maybe after the GST, you feel like you have an idea, you have something to do. Maybe the school should just create maybe a directorate. I think they have a directorate of entrepreneurship where they can maybe give grants or maybe give loans to these students who really have the idea and you think this idea is viable, this idea can succeed. I think the school should be buying into their entrepreneurship idea, not just only teaching them the theoretical aspect, should also help them to push their idea one step further. And I think if students also are so wiser, those of us that got the students, I think this is what we should be doing. Actually, I'm speaking to the student now. If maybe your parent has paid your school fees before and peradventure you got the student loan also, and you have that knowledge of that entrepreneurship, I think this is an idea. This is an avenue to go a step further, maybe push further with the loan and see how you can make something out of it.
Okay, Mr. Oche, I don't know if you have any recommendation when it comes to maybe books or people students can listen to, maybe podcasts or something that can guide them in financial planning and all.
Okay. Most people are following for financial wisdom. I would say some of you might be surprised. I follow men of God.
Okay.
First of all, if you want to be successful in everything, if you put God first, I think that thing has potential to become mega. So if you, like me now, I mostly follow men of God. I know they preach on diverse teachings. So whenever I can just go on either Telegram and then download their messages. For example, Dr. Pastor Paul Leminche, Pastor Arun Osai, Apostle what's his name now, Joshua Selman, and the rest. Some of them they might not preach totally about let's say tithing and everything, but some of the approaches are about financial wisdom. So I follow those men. And then when it comes to outside the church, there are people on Twitter I can suggest for you. For people now that are interested in crypto, you can actually follow somebody like Julius Elom or something like that. His name is Julius. He drops like legit alpha updates. You can follow, and then using these things rightly, you can utilize this wisdom, this knowledge these people offer, and then you can put them in the right places. Also, there are books you can read. That, like David said, you can just go to Gemini on your Google Chrome and search for financial wisdom books, and then you see a list of them. These days, you don't really need to go to the library, the physical library you have, to go get books there. You can just, in the comfort of your home, just search for them. They are all some of them in PDFs. You download them and you read. Rich Dad Poor Dad. That's a very popular book, we know. You read that book by
The Richest Man in Babylon.
Yes, The Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh yes, The Richest Man in Babylon. All of
Yes,
these
Think
When I
Rich.
read that book, I really
Yes.
So
I also have Donald Trump, Think Rich and Grow Rich.
exactly. So these books now, they are books that you read them, and I bet you will not remain the same. The way you think about your finances, and then you will. Like me now, I've not some of these books. I just read beginnings of them and then I stopped, because I also need, like, by my timing as a student. Like I said earlier, to place your priorities right. Sometimes I don't have enough time to read these extracurricular books other than my own academic books, so I don't give them much of my time yet. So when I read them, go for other social activities, and then come back to my own hustle. And so I just follow most people that are in that particular field. When I need a particular wisdom on how to do this, I go back to these books then, and then get this knowledge, this wisdom on how to apply it on my finances. And trust me, it helped me. I used to be, like you said, in our 100 level, no go money spenders. But no, for example now, sometimes like me now, if I have 10,000 naira with me, 10,000 naira just enters my hand. And for example, if I still have food stuff in my house, I don't see the point having that 10,000 naira in my hand for nothing. I will just convert this money to something else. I would convert maybe 8 to 9,000 naira in it, and then keep 1,000 naira just for emergencies. This is a wisdom I got from somebody, from a book like the Julius Ellie myself. So the moment you hear an alpha update, if you have spare money, you just put it there rightly, and you can see your money grow for you. So I think we are living in an era where we need wisdom on how to operate life, even our finances. So if you have this wisdom from these books, these people just mentioned, or these names of this book, if you have this wisdom, you will not keep your money. You send your money to work for you. You don't have to work for money anymore. You send money. The money comes. You use it to make more money. You send money to people. If you're on Twitter, you can follow this book. Also, you can go download this book you've mentioned. Rich Dad Poor Dad, The Richest Man in Babylon,
Think Rich and Grow
Think
Rich.
Rich and Grow Rich by all of this, we follow them by
Donald Trump. Yes. So David, this university, and every year it looks as if there's a trend. Yes. I think in our 100 level, the trend that time was Nike shoe, and then at 200 level, it was the iPhones. Even up to now, the iPhones. And now, the most surprising thing are the baggy jeans and the big shirt. So, that alone, a student who is not having his priorities straight will try to follow suit, right? To try to join and catch up with the trend also. So what do you think students should do? Should they have some students one thing is their peer group. So what do you think should be student priority? You talk about priority the first time. So I don't know, should also friendship in the university be a priority when you get in, or should you just join any crew you feel like?
First of all, friendship is very, very essential. Friendship should be top. After academic success, I think the next thing should be friendship. Because this friendship will either make you up for life or actually bring a very disastrous end to you. So, and you don't just, there's a birds of same feathers flock together.
Definitely.
You know your financial status, right? There's a thing my mother always say when we are on call. She will tell me that there's a way she said to me, Doma. But what she says is that a king that doesn't have father doesn't eat palm kernel that is good to buy. And she also said that remember where you're coming from, remember where you're going to. So this kind of thing, you need to know that this is my friend. his parents. He can actually choke his neck inside here and his parents will bring him out. But you cannot choke your neck inside there and they'll bring you out. So definitely you know that this guy, maybe you can be cool, you can be not acquaintance, but you cannot be friends that you cannot. Yes, exactly. So friendship is very, very important. You choose your friends based on financial status should be one, because, and also even the intelligence and other, but financial status should be taken into consideration, because there's some things maybe your friend can afford to buy an iPhone and you know that there's no way from home that you buy an iPhone except you borrow loan, and now going to that loan is very, very detrimental to you. So you just, okay, this guy, I can't meet up with this guy. So let's just be cool, but not like I want to be like you, I want to be in your circle. Those people that do all those things, they don't know they're doing to themselves. Let me just be like that. They don't know they're doing to themselves because it's not cool. Now speaking about the trend, those people that if you have the money to go with the trend, actually I don't see anything bad. If you know you can afford the Nike shoe and you can still focus on your academics and still have very, very nice financial life, then do it. If you can afford iPhone 16 now and you can still live a very cool, cozy, very comfortable life, then do. But if you know you cannot, please, even if your friends are doing it, don't do it.
The reason why I ask this question is you may be surprised to see that somebody that's holding iPhone 15 is taking Gary in his house.
So people that's using iPhone 16, they'll be asking me for soap. What is soap?
How does that balance the system?
Like your phone, my phone is just how much.
Your phone can power my life. I asking for soap.
But actually, I also know people are using iPhone 15 that are living very, very comfortable.
Yes.
So if you know you can't afford it, please don't go for it.
There are some people that use normal Android and they can afford expensive lifestyle, but they don't.
I think it's just, as you see, priorities. I think everything is priority. And make sure it's a priority that's set right. You know what you're in school to do. Okay, academic success. Make sure you come out with a degree. Okay, make connections. Very, very, it's not negotiable. It's very, very important, because the connections you make here will be your children's connection in the future.
Yes.
So all the friends you make here will be your children's connection in the future. So make friends, and lastly, enjoy your time in school, because you don't want to live old. You live by the life. Again, enjoy your time in school. That's it.
So actually, if you had to go back in time and correct one mistake since you got into your year one, honestly, your entire financial life,
Yes.
if you had to go back in time and correct some mistakes, what are those things you are going to do?
First, the year I'll go back to is 2009. I'll go back to 2009 and buy Bitcoin. This is one, man. Let me just get that one. I think I'm doing my life. But in a real sense, if there's anything I should have done if I can go back in time, is to go and buy a lot of dollars and I've kept them. And then also pray that maybe I have the fortitude to hold and keep these things for a very long time. So I think back when we were 100 level, $1 was worth 415 naira. Big case 50. Yes, we went there. But now it's over like times 3 times 4 of it.
Then the time I was buying, it was up to 500 and something. Somebody predicted that dollar will reach 1k at the end of that year. No, not reach 1k, but it got to 900 and something. I was surprised. I was like, so if this is keep on increasing, but then I sold it.
That's what I'm saying. If I can buy these things then, and they also have the patience to hold them for a very long time, good. Like by now, I think I'll not even be where I am today. I would have gone far. So that's one thing I know, that if I was given the opportunity to go back, I'm just going to invest there and also manage my expenses. I will not have been spending the way I spent that time. So I think that's one of the things I would have corrected financially.
That's so helpful. When you think of it, you know,
But the money you spent,
yes.
opportunities you missed.
You know, sometimes you have the opportunity, and then when you try to tell somebody older than you, somebody that is more financially stable, they'll be like, you are too young, so what do you know? A lot of us maybe made up heard of Bitcoin even 2013, 2014. Maybe you have to tell one or two, maybe your parents, there's this thing called Bitcoin. But you know, the society we live in, this is a third world nation, and then the exposure to internet and a lot of things has been a major challenge to the development of the country. So a lot of people, even if you can go to the street and tell somebody, do you know what BTC is? They ask you, what is BTC? Because a lot of them are not exposed to.
Do you know that some years back, somebody came to my mom's office and told her that it was her colleague's son, came and told my mom and his own mom, and that they should build 50,000 each. so that he'll help them buy Bitcoin. And at that time, he said that 50,000 was going to buy them like about 3 to 5 Bitcoin.
Wow.
So just imagine my mom just like, bro, I have generational wealth. So that what she has 4 children. If she had bought just 5, one per child. Bro, Abba, I would never have come to this school. Maybe by now just everyone will drop out. I'm kidding. No, you get. So these are, I think, missed opportunities because of, like you said, internet accessibility, which is not like that in our third world countries.
Yes.
Do you know now we are seeing all this in because you know better now. I can remember when Ethereum was still coming up.
Yes.
Then people were telling I was in Makodi. I was that 2019 I was in Makodi. People were telling my auntie about this Ethereum. They were mining and all these things. But then I feel like because we have seen a lot of Ponzi.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of Ponzi. People just assume that even if you tell them Ponzi, they don't even hear. So a lot of these scammers online have done us a lot of harm.
Yeah.
If there were lesser scammers and more of this authentic stuff, I think most Nigerians will go into this. Just that a lot of scam and all these things have discouraged a lot of people.
And also, even being in Nigeria itself is one of the big disadvantages. That you know you're a trustworthy person, and then you want to do something with maybe a white folk, but because you're in Nigeria and they just feel a scammer. So I think that's also a limitation for our advancement technologically. So
thank you for joining us today on Yes You Can podcast. You know, we have talked for almost an hour now on financial tips survival for students and inside story. You have heard their stories, and then from the closing aspect now, you have heard how scamming has affected us being Nigerians when it comes to the crypto aspect and any other aspect financially. Even when it comes to business or linking, sometimes you get a client and then when he sees you are a Nigerian, he's done dealing with you. Okay, I used to have an India friend and a friend from Brazil. We met from a reading club on Facebook. We chat normally and I asked them Brazil. The moment I told them I'm a Nigerian, that's the end of the chat. In fact, the moment I send hi, he hasn't replied my hi for over, I think, a long time now on WhatsApp, and then that's how he lost his contact. So I think internet scamming, internet fraudster has done more harm than good to our nation. So next week Saturday, join us again as I'll be having another set of special guests to discuss on another wonderful topic on internet scamming and Nigeria now. So it's wonderful having you guys, David and Jorge, join us. You know, it came on the short notice and I'm super excited that you could meet it on time and do everything. So I don't know if you have anything to say to the audience.
I have one thing to tell the audience. If you have pie, mind the pie. December 31st, KYC will end. So go on, that is the same way our parents did not get was Bitcoin. By the time maybe 10 years to come and you don't have pie, your children ask you, Daddy, where were you when you're made to having pie? So go get your pie.
Okay, David, what do you have to say to the audience? What will you do?
My audience should be like the country because they are the freshest set now and they should know this. So please, you can't continue to depend on your parents. When you get to the level, they're trying to get out of it. There was a point I think they were tired of me because I was calling for some time. Nobody was responding. I will message for some time. So if you see ways of making money, please, that is not scamming. Please take it serious. Please take it serious. I think there's always room for it. After your academics, that should be the next thing on your list. Take it very, very serious. If it's buying and selling, please take it very serious. If it's forex, please take it very serious. If it's crypto, take it very serious. If it's graphic design, please take it very serious. These are you start little by little by little. Before you get to your 4th year, you'll be wiser financially, and you'll be able to tell others and teach those people that are coming. That's
You're talking about this, your family getting tired of you. So surprising the people don't know is after the university, after NYC,
or your
yes, for those that applied for the student loan. So you see something like that. So as a student, you need to work on your academy. It's very important. So thank you for joining us, my guests and also the people watching online now. Like, subscribe, share. This knowledge should not be a waste. What you learned today, I've learned a lot personally, and I've known how to channel my money now. So I think any money I have now, in fact, even if I'm hungry, I think I'm going to buy like it. Because somebody has told me my money can just keep on growing and growing. Thank you once again for joining us. And yes, you can, yes, you will, and yes, you must. Your dream, you can achieve it. You just have to believe in yourself. Thank you for joining us today. I've been your host, Tainam Ukwain, and with my guests,
Kingache.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
See you next time. Bye.